Transcription number 11. Be ready. Start. Sir, several questions raised regarding the Defense Ministry and the External Affairs and Irrigation Ministries have been clarified by my colleagues from those ministries. My task, therefore, has been simplified to that extent. Before I go to the questions, financial and economic, raised by several honorable members, I should like to clarify one or two points which were more administrative than economic or financial. One of them was raised by my honorable friend. He raised the question about the recruitment by the assistant superintendents, departmental competitive examination, and particularly about the examination held in 1960. He said that about rupees 6 lakhs were spent for the 1960 examination, and later it was declared that no vacancies were available. He therefore suggested that a definite procedure should be there and the examination should be held according to the vacancies declared in advance, and all persons who have qualified in that examination should be eligible for promotion or for appointment. Sir, I do not know whether the honorable member knows how these vacancies are filled. He probably refers to the section officers grade in the Central Secretariat Service. This is filled 50% by direct recruitment and 25% by departmental competitive examination open to the assistants, that is the next lower grade, and the rest 25% by promotion of the assistants on the basis of seniority subject to fitness. The examination, therefore, that he was referring to was a departmental competitive examination for filling 25% of the vacancies. It takes about 1 year for the Union Public Service Commission to declare the results of the examination from the time they take up the question of the examination. It is not therefore possible to declare the number of vacancies to be filled in from the very beginning. To declare them just when the results are out is more realistic, and that is what is done. Sir, if the examination is treated as qualifying examination, the number of persons who will thus become eligible for appointment will be quite unrelated to the number of vacancies to be filled in, and then the very situation which the honorable member wishes to avoid would arise. It would not then be possible to hold any of the examinations at regular intervals, and promotions against this quota would become very fitful. The honorable member also suggested that the rules for recruitment and promotion etc. should be uniform for all ministries, whether participating in the Central Secretariat Service scheme or not. It must be, and this is so except for the Ministry of External Affairs and the Railways. These have different rules, but these rules are very much similar and there is not much difference, but because these persons are recruited for different purposes and by different agencies, they are separate. Therefore, his purpose in saying that there should be uniformity is almost carried out. The only difference is that the Ministry of Home Affairs does not control the services in these two ministries. Then, sir, questions were raised about backward areas and the backward states, and also about the city of Calcutta. If the budget is properly scrutinized, it would be found that assistance is provided for the states, particularly the backward states, and the Finance Commission, which assesses the overall requirements of the states, takes this into consideration and makes it recommendations which are carried out every time the Finance Commission's recommendations are received, and they are received periodically according to the Constitution. Sir, I would like to give the total amount paid to the states on this account. The main objective of planning is to create conditions in which living standards are raised in a sufficiently reasonable level and all citizens are given full and equal opportunity for growth and service. The plans seek to provide a balanced emphasis on increase in production and employment. The development plans are thus accepted as the means for ensuring equitable development in the field of social services. There is no reason to suppose that the needs of the less fortunate or prosperous states are being neglected, but it would not be proper to expect that all these differences could be wiped out now immediately. It must be seen whether we are going towards that very end or not. We are deliberately going towards that end, and we hope and trust that in course of time these inequalities would be wiped out, if not completely wiped out, at any rate they would be lessened. My honorable friend complained about inadequate provision included in the plan for meeting the growing requirements of the city of Calcutta, where even the basic services like water supply, sewage disposal, and drainage were not being augmented, and that the central government was not enthusiastic about solving these difficulties.